A pleasant afternoon to all of you, wherever you may be, as we welcome you into Blair Academy, Hampshire Field here at Blair Academy for a phenomenal football match between the Blair Academy Buccaneers and the Lawrenceville School Big Red. At 5-1 are the Blair Academy Buccaneers, Lawrenceville 2-4, and we're going to continue our pregame show right here on the Strive Network as they sing the national anthem here at Hampshire Field. And we welcome you back to Blair Academy as the national anthem has been sung. That means we're ready for some football between Blair Academy and the Lawrenceville School Big Red. Simon Rose here with you. Chris Mendez, our director. Glad you could join us as Blair Academy hosts the Lawrenceville School in a very, very big Maple League matchup. Now, Hunt and Petty are atop the Maple League standings. These two teams are the next ones behind those two. And these two teams will be jockeying for position. This is a huge game for Blair considering they're playing Petty next week. Really tough schedule for Blair Academy having to go through the Lawrenceville Big Red. Though Lawrenceville is 2-5, 2-4, excuse me. They've had a pretty good season and they've got some good talent. Just the last two weeks, they've had to go up against the likes of the Hunt School and the Petty School. Two very, very good football teams. We obviously saw Lawrenceville back against the Petty School here on the Strive Network, and they were very impressive in that game. You could see the talent there. However, Petty just had so much offensive firepower. However, you know that the talent is there for this Lawrenceville Big Red School, and the Blair Academy Buccaneers will have their work cut out for them. This is not your traditional 2-4 team. Now, Blair 5-1 as they will kick off. Right to left, Blair in their Navy uniforms, and Lawrenceville in the all-whites as this kick goes through the back of the end zone, and cheers here from the home fans and the home sideline as we are off and running here from Blair Academy. A disclaimer here as our clock will be off here for the entirety of this game, and so will the downs. So you'll have to listen to me as I say the downs and the time throughout this webcast. So Lawrenceville will start their drive at the 20-yard line after the touchback. Their quarterback is Joseph Koloski, 6'1", 210-pound senior with a very good arm. And here is their running back in Samuel Wamakima. Wamakima, big bruising running back, tough guy to bring down. In fact, let's take a look at that starting offense for the Lawrenceville Big Red. There's Koloski. Jared Nelson, also a guy that has taken some carries for Lawrenceville. Samuel Wamakima. Isaiah Wingfield is the one that you want to keep your eye on. He's their big playmaker, number 22 for Lawrenceville. 2nd and 2 here. With just 30 seconds gone by, in the backfield is Nick Moscow. He's disrupting things once again. Man, Nick Moscow against the Hun School. That's the last time we saw Blair Academy. He was all over the place. As good a linebacker as you will see. Number 40 for Blair Academy. Always seems to be around the ball. He takes Lawrenceville back for a 5-yard loss. It is 3rd and 7. Here in the first quarter, just a minute gone by. In the gun is Koloski. Wamakima to his left. 4 receivers. Koloski will roll right. Being pressured. Lofts it up and has got an open receiver. He completes to Isaiah Wingfield down the sideline. Wingfield sheds a man at the 20, and then he's into the end zone. Oh, so close to a sack by Blair. Instead, it turns into a 78-yard touchdown catch by Isaiah Wingfield. And Lawrenceville is on the board first here from Blair. So what a big time. I said Isaiah Wingfield is the playmaker here for this Lawrenceville Big Red team. He was wide open as the play was broken. It seemed like Blair had an opportunity to get to Koloski twice in that play. As a flag will come out here on the extra point, as it's quickly 6-0 Lawrenceville. It's offsides against Blair. So another attempt at extra point here for the Lawrenceville Big Red after the 78-yard touchdown pass from Joseph Koloski to Isaiah Wingfield. He was all Maple League last year as just a sophomore. Wingfield. He makes a name for himself on the defensive side of the ball as a cornerback as the kick is up and good. But he certainly can make plays as an offensive player as well, as you just saw. So early going, 7-0 the score. Lawrenceville leads Blair Academy. You're watching Maple League football right here on the Strive Network. Back we come here to Blair Academy, as Blair Academy will receive, and their offense will get a shot to match the 78-yard touchdown pass from Koloski to Wingfield. Now, this game has a lot of offensive weapons for either team, so we could be seeing a shootout here between Lawrenceville and Blair. Now, Blair certainly has played extremely well in their last few weeks since we last saw them against Hun, though they've only played the likes of Mercersburg and Hill. They still had to put up good performances in both of those games, and they did so offensively. Alfred Dorber breaks a man at midfield. Alfred Dorber, say goodbye. He matches the Wingfield touchdown with one of his own. Alfred Dorber takes it to the house, and it's 7-6 Lawrenceville. Man, that is how you respond. There you see Dorber in the back, listed out, catches at the 5-yard line, so 95 yards to the house. Alfred Dorber, the last man to try to get him, was, I believe, the kicker for the Lawrenceville Big Red, and they are unable to stop Mr. Dorber.
I like him. He's a good guy.
So we didn't even get a chance to see the starting offense for the Blair Buccaneers. And here it is as they'll kick this extra point. Kick is up. Kick is good. And Alfred Dorber.
All right, let's tighten up now, guys.
Gets it through the uprights. The score is 7-6, actually. So they called the extra point no good again for Lawrenceville. So on the scoreboard, it's 7 points for Blair Academy, 6 points for the Lawrenceville Big Red. Again, Simon Rose here with you on the Strive Network. I'm glad Alfred Dorber was the one to take that to the house because he is our Strive Player Spotlight. The senior from Pawtucket, Rhode Island, was actually the Gatorade State Player of the Year in Rhode Island at St. Raphael Academy. 370 yards and 7 touchdowns this year rushing. That obviously a kick return for a touchdown. That wasn't his first of those this year, but Alfred Dorber, our Strive Spotlight, and for good reason, as Blair now leads 7-6 here in the first quarter. 10:22 on the clock, and we've had 13 points scored already. This kick is fielded at the 4-yard line. Good coverage by Blair. So their defense comes back out onto the field. Here are their starters. Neil Putnam, Chris Batone, Phil Hedinger, Chinosa Chima, and Jay Singletary across the front. This is when they played a 5-man front. Oftentimes they won't have 5 men on the line. And the middle linebacker position is Nick Moscow. Of course, Jake Groves and Willie Kaiser have had nice seasons. And in the backfield, Dorber and Phipps with Mackay Holly under head coach Jim Stone. Swamakima. Moscow again brings him down. And it's a gain of maybe a half a yard on first down. 2nd and 9 with 2 minutes gone by here in the first quarter. Blair leads 7-6. You got to keep an eye on Nick Moscow. Look how patient he is, waiting for the right opportunity to pounce on the running back. Koloski in the gun, coming across his Wingfield on the end around. Wingfield cannot turn the corner, though he does get a gain of about 6. Alfred Dorber comes in from his defensive back spot to make the tackle.
Come on, Neil, don't catch. That's some baseball.
So 3rd and 3. Remember, it was 3rd down before when Koloski connected with Wingfield for that 78-yard touchdown. Nelson and Wamakima in the backfield. Koloski will take a timeout called by head coach Harry Flaherty in his first year at the helm. There you see Jim Stone, the head coach for the Blair Academy Buccaneers. Let's take a look at our coach's corner. Jim Stone has been at the helm of this Blair program for 22 years. Also, of course, the athletic director here at Blair, also the head baseball coach, 24th season overall with the program, and he has led these Bucks to 3 undefeated seasons, 8 Prep A championships, and 6 Maple League championships. And Mr. Stone continues to do a wonderful job at the helm of this Blair Academy programs, and he'll admittedly say that this isn't the most talented team he has had. But this group of kids, he's been so impressed with their grit, their determination, and the fact that this group of guys are now 5-1 on the season says a lot about where they have come as a football team. It's 3rd and 3. Koloski's got an option here, and he is not going to get there. In fact, he goes backwards. Great defense by the Blair Academy front 7, and Lawrenceville will be forced to punt. It'll be Kyle Phipps and Alfred Dorber back to receive. Those two have been the two of the three heads of a three-headed monster rushing attack that will be on display here today. Of course, Dorber just returned the kick for a touchdown. Punt is away from Lawrenceville, and calling for a fair catch and completing that fair catch is Alfred Dorber. So I briefly brought up the starting offense, but let's take one more look at the starting 11 for the Blair Buccaneers. The offensive line looks like this. On the left tackle position, Phil Hedinger, Neil Putnam, Chris Batone at the center position, Chinoso Chima, Ben Chaya make up the offensive line. The receivers are Justice Nance and Dan O'Reilly. Look for Dan O'Reilly to play a bigger part here today. Nick Moscow, the tight end, Alfred Dorber and Kyle Phipps, the backs, and Thomas Jenkins, the quarterback under head coach Jim Stone. Coming across is Kyle Phipps to receive the pitch. But the flag comes in before the snap. It looks like it's going to be against the Lawrenceville Big Red. And a false start, and check that, a encroachment penalty against Lawrenceville. So 8:51 to go here in the first quarter. And it seems like we've seen a lot of action already, but we've only been through 3 minutes and 9 seconds of gameplay. So it'll be 1st and 5 here for Blair Academy. They go right back to the pitch to Phipps. And Kyle Phipps stacked up at the 48-yard line. That's the 47th carry on the season for Kyle Phipps. He's averaging 13.7 yards per carry. So dangerous in open field is number 21, the 5'9" senior for the Blair Buccaneers. Very patient run there. Only had to get 5 yards, so it's a fresh set of downs for Blair. This one goes to Chase Singletary, and he is stacked up. Singletary, the third head of that three-headed monster that I was referring to. You've got Dorber and Phipps, but Chase Singletary has had 56 carries this year. He's got 4 touchdowns. He's averaging 6.25 yards per carry. So you've got Dorber averaging 8.2 yards per carry, Phipps averaging 13.7, and Singletary averaging 6.25, and 20 touchdowns on the ground between those 3 running backs. This one is Dorber. Dorber, after contact, still on his feet, across the 40. Alfred Dorber's got another first down for Blair. His first run of the game is a good one as he moves the chains into enemy territory. As he's hit at the line of scrimmage. Sam Smith came on from his safety position and actually got a touch on Dorber. It's still showing you why he was the Gatorade Offensive Player of the Year in Rhode Island. This is Singletary, the bruising back, lowers his shoulder, and a good first down run inside the 30.
Run him to the end zone.
Take a look at Coach Stone, discussing things with his quarterback in Thomas Jenkins, who will go into the huddle and relay the information back to his team. Jenkins, just a sophomore, hasn't thrown the ball a ton this year, hasn't had to, as I mentioned, those running backs. So we have a stoppage on the clock, and what a timeout is called. Okay, so 6:37 to go in the first quarter. 2nd and 3 coming up, and Blair leads 7-6. We'll take a step aside here on the Strive Network. We'll come back with more Maple League football. Oh, the starter's back up for the Blair Buccaneers, as their starting lineup still in the game on 2nd and 3 here. 6:37 to go in the first quarter. Jenkins under center. In motion, Kyle Phipps. Rolling right, Jenkins the other way, sets up a screen. It's Nick Moscow. And Moscow, the tight end, catches the ball, has a first down to the 15-yard line, a gain of 15 yards on the play. And this Blair Academy Buccaneers offense is moving. We take another look. What a great design here by Coach Stone. You can see the defense biting. Moscow slips out into some open field, and dumping it off was Jenkins for a nice little gain there. So 1st and 10 from the 16-yard line. Blair Academy with the lead, just a slim 1-point lead, and the ball. Looks like Moscow this time on the run. Not much there. Take a look at the starting defense for the Lawrenceville Big Red. Christian Shade, Henry Flannery, Noah Harrington, Brandon Liebman, Dylan DeMarco, Phil Arnett, Braden Brown, and then in the backfield, or in the defensive back spots, Isaiah Wingfield, Muhammad Diakite. Of course, Isaiah Wingfield is the one to keep your eye on. He is a phenomenal cornerback, as this is Kyle Phipps stacked up at the 10. But he is not easy to bring down. Earns a few more yards on 2nd down. It'll bring up 3rd and manageable here from the 8-yard line. 3rd and about 2 here coming up for Blair with 5:10 to go in the first quarter. Another look at the run by Kyle Phipps. Not a huge body, a 5'9", 181-pound back. He's very, very quick, but he's got some power as well. 3rd and 2. Chase Singletary had it faked to him. Instead, they go to Dorber, who's going to be short of the first. And unless Coach Stone wants to kick a field goal, which could be a possibility, they are pretty deep in Lawrenceville territory, but only a yard to go here for the Blair Academy Buccaneers to pick up the first down. And when you're this deep in enemy territory, you usually want to come out with 6 points. So let's see what they have drawn up. Jenkins is under center. Wishbone formation. The signature formation for Blair. And they've got the first down, it looks. Looking for the end zone, and they've got the touchdown. Chase Singletary hitting the weight room and powering into the end zone for 6. Singletary makes it 13-6, Blair Academy. Man, it looked like he was stacked up right at the line of scrimmage. I thought this was just going to be an easy first down, and then they would go forward. But look at that push from the offensive line. A lot has got to be said for those big guys up front pushing their big fullback for a touchdown. Harley Wedholm on for the extra point. It's up, it's good. 14-6 the score. Blair Academy's offense scoring a touchdown here and have an 8-point lead with 3:46 to go in the first quarter. We'll be right back here on the Strive Network. And back we come to the replay of the most recent touchdown. Look at Chase Singletary and the offensive line doing work. Blair Academy will kick off after the touchdown. They lead 14-6. As Lawrenceville on the return across the 30. And that's where their drive will start at about the 31. That was Makai Holly, the junior from Burlington, New Jersey, on the return. Lawrenceville coached by Harry Flaherty in his first year. He was a 3-year starting tight end at Princeton University. Pretty young guy. He only graduated just about 5 years ago. He's got a degree in history. He's a history teacher at the Lawrenceville school. As they give to Wama. Came on a big hit by the man who scored the touchdown, Chase Singletary. Wow. Great job by the defensive end for Blair Academy, Chase Singletary. Brings back Lawrenceville a yard. Harry Flaherty, also the head coach of Lawrenceville, also played in the NFL. He signed as a free agent with the Saints and the Cowboys in 2011 and 2012. Koloski, clean pocket, and completes. Big hit by Jake Groves, the outside linebacker, comes in to make sure that nothing more was attained by Muhammad Diakite. As we take another look, this defense coming to play today. Really love Jake Groves, does head coach Jim Stone. A workhorse outside linebacker. Bright future, just a junior. He'll be back next year. 5'9", 156 pounds. Plays a little bit bigger than that, though. As we approach 2 minutes to go here in the first quarter. 3rd down and 5. Koloski looking to throw. Firing down the middle. And he has got his receiver. It falls out at the end. Almost a circus catch by Emil Banfield, who dropped it, but almost recovered in time, and Banfield is slow to get up. Maybe just a little bit underthrown by Koloski, but Banfield will tell you that he should have brought this one in. As we take one more look. He had it, and he almost brought that in between his legs. Would have been a huge play for Lawrenceville. Would have given them a fresh set of downs deep inside Blair territory, down by 8. Instead, they'll have to punt away. Big turn there, and a break by Blair Academy as Banfield was open and Koloski put it in his grasp. It looked like he had it right there, but then he just dropped it and could not complete the catch to the ground. So this punt is away. It's a short one that bounces at the 36-yard line on a hop, taken by Kyle Phipps. Oh, Phipps weaving his way through, stays on his feet across the 40, and Kyle Phipps has 2 men to beat. He will not go down until he's wrestled out of bounds at the 18. This kid can run. What a return by Kyle Phipps.
I'd recruit him right now.
And he went backwards to start. Oh, what a quick move to come back to the near side of the field. Then he was nearly taken down, and then he's loose here. And even when it looks like he's dead to rights, somehow he almost breaks out of it. Potent return game for Blair Academy, as on first down, Blair doesn't get much. A gain of 2 yards as they are leading 14-6 with approaching a minute to go here in the first quarter. A chance for more as they are in the red zone again. Their special teams has certainly looked very good here. You remember how their first touchdown came, a 95-yard kickoff return by Alfred Dorber. Jenkins, hands off here. And a nice move made, the juke, and no touchdown, but short of the goal line. That was Alfred Dorber making the moves. It will be a first down for Blair Academy, and they'll have just about 1 yard to go, so first and goal from the 1. Maybe it's Chase Singletary time again, the big back who scored the first offensive touchdown for Blair, not including the kickoff return by Dorber. Wishbone formation. It's Dorber. He's stacked up and is looking to be short. No, he's not. Touchdown, Blair! They strike with 12 seconds to go in the first quarter. Blair puts up 3 touchdowns in the first frame, and they lead 20-6. So Dorber gets into the end zone for his second touchdown of the afternoon, his 8th rushing touchdown of the season, as Wedholm's kick is up and good. And it's 21-6, 3 for 3 on the extra points from Harvey Wedholm. And the Blair Academy Buccaneers rolling here from Hampshire Field.
No time off.
Blair Academy strikes again just before the end of the first quarter. They will kick off from right to left, and maybe Lawrenceville will get a kickoff return in one play before they'll have to switch sides of the field. But it's been a very impressive first quarter by the team in blue and white. Wedholm booms one to the goal line, and a touchback is called. So Lawrenceville starts their drive again at the 20-yard line. Their offense really has not gotten going, with the exception of their one touchdown play. Remember, the third play from scrimmage for Lawrenceville of the game went 78 yards, a pass and catch from Joseph Koloski to Isaiah Wingfield. So things started really well for Lawrenceville. But then Alfred Dorber erased all of that momentum, taking the ensuing kickoff for the touchdown, and since then it's been all Blair. Though on the last drive for Lawrenceville, they let a big drive slip away as the ball went through the hands of the intended receiver. As this is Wamakima with a lot of room across the 40-yard line. And the clock will stop with 2 seconds to go after the first down yardage is gained. So once they spot the ball, I believe the clock will begin again, and this will be the end of the first quarter. And indeed it is. So after one quarter of play, Blair scores 21 points. Lawrenceville scores 6. It'll be Lawrenceville ball to start the second quarter when we return to the Strive Network. So back we come here to the start of the second quarter where they switch sides of the field and Lawrenceville looks to respond after another touchdown drive by the Blair Academy Buccaneers. Simon Rose back with you. Chris Mendez, our director. Glad you could join us from Blair Academy on a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful afternoon for football here from Blairstown, New Jersey. Koloski's got a lot of time, fires across the middle, and it went through the arms of Isaiah Winkfield.
That's better, Neil. Keep it up.
Well, Koloski has had time to throw. He's your prototypical quarterback at 6'1", 210 pounds, and he's got a great arm. We've seen him air the ball out deep down the field a few times in this game already. And he's got some weapons as well in Winkfield and Banfield. Play action to Wamakima. They set up a screen. This is Dylan DeMarco, the tight end, with a big gain to the 40. They mark him down at the 39. That'll move the chains. Lawrenceville's offense moving here.
Shut him up. Let's go.
It's only the third first down of the game for the Lawrenceville Big Red. Flag comes in as they pitch to Wamakima. He's tripped up in the backfield. Nice tackle made there. It was Neil Putnam. The outside linebacker comes in and makes the play. Stops Wamakima for a minimal gain. Well, Lawrenceville, we saw them a few weeks ago against the Petty School, and we expected that game to be a shootout, and it certainly was, but more to advantage of the Petty School, as this is a illegal shift, it looks like, against Lawrenceville. So they'll replay first down. They'll wind the clock with 11:20 to go here in the second quarter. It'll be 1st and 15. Another flag. Movement before the snap, and this one's a false start. So 2 consecutive 5-yard penalties here by Lawrenceville will bring them back. It'll be 2nd and 20. Or 1st and 20, excuse me. Lots of motion here before the snap. And they give to Wamakima on first down. Moscow hit him and did enough to allow Putnam to come finish him off along with Makai Holly. Take another look. Moscow again blowing up another play. Man, this kid is absolutely everywhere. As entertaining a defensive player as you will see this season. Now, to be noted, you can see in the very bottom of your screen, just coming out of the picture, Neil Putnam, after making the tackle, limping off the field. He'll be looked at by the training staff here at Blair Academy. 2nd and long, Koloski steps up and fires deep, completes. And this is a first down. What a good-looking pass and catch that was for Lawrenceville.
Yeah.
As it's Muhammad Diakite who makes the catch. Again, another clean pocket here for Lawrenceville. Offensive line doing a really nice job allowing Koloski with time to throw. He finds the soft spot in the zone and completes the pass down to Diakite. You do have some big bodies on the offensive line here for the Lawrenceville Big Red, including their left tackle and Noah Harrington, 6'4", 305. As we have a whistle here before the snap. Offsides against Blair Academy. Yeah, Coach Flaherty called Harrington Harrington's from Bath, New York. He called him a physical offensive tackle with very good feet. He is a part of this offensive line that's provided some decent protection here for Koloski in the early goings. A fake to Wamakima. He rolls right. He's got a man open in the end zone, but undershot. Emil Banfield. He's kind of lofted up a duck there in the middle of the end zone, but Again, dangerous looking play as Lawrenceville did a decent job to stop the rush coming. So there were some guys downfield for Koloski to get to. 9:21 to go. Important drive here for the Big Red. Down by 15 points on the road. It's 2nd and 5. Koloski looking to throw, and it is incomplete. Maybe threw it a little bit behind the tight end, Dylan DeMarco. That'll make it 3rd and 5. And you would assume 4-down territory here for Coach Harry Flaherty and the Lawrenceville Big Red. So 2 opportunities here. To get a 1st down. However, the clock stops. A timeout is called by Blair Academy. They did not like what they saw. Coach Stone will talk this one over. 9:15 to go here in the 2nd quarter. It is Blair Academy leading 21-6 right here on the Strive Network. Take a look at the scoreboard here. Remember, our scoreboard will be unofficial throughout the game with the exception of the actual score for the teams. So the time and the down and distance, you'll have to listen to me as Koloski steps up in the pocket on the run. He throws for a touchdown, Dylan DeMarco. Calm in the pocket, Joseph Koloski. And across his body, he finds Dylan DeMarco, the tight end, for a score out of the timeout. Lawrenceville gets back on the board. That's their 2nd offensive touchdown here of the afternoon. And it's 21-12. They'll look to add on another here with the extra point. Whistle here before the snap, and it's going to be offsides against Blair Academy. We've seen a lot of penalties thus far. The referees have certainly been active. Daniel Alexander, the 5'11", 240-pound offensive and defensive lineman from San Francisco, is on to do the kicking here for the Big Red. Snap is good, hold is good, kick is good. 21-13 now as Lawrenceville gets back on the board. (21-13) as Joseph Koloski connects with his tight end Dylan DeMarco for a touchdown. Makes it 21-13. Simon Rose back with you as Blair Academy will get the ball back. Their offense has not been stopped here in this game thus far. Dorber and Phipps back to return. It's a squib. They're going to keep it away from them as they Squibbit to Makai Holly. And I think the ball is on the ground. Lawrenceville pointing in their direction. No signal from the referee quite yet. And now they're going to say, what, down by contact? We still haven't seen a signal from the referee. Looks like the Blair Academy Buccaneers may have dodged a bullet here, as it will be first down for Blair. Tough to tell here when the ball came out. And I did think that ball was loose. On second look, it looked like that ball was loose. And possible that Blair dodged a bullet there. But in any event, it's first down and 10 as they give to Kyle Phipps. Phipps weaving his way across the 35 to the 36. Man, it looks like he's going to be stopped for a minimal game a decent amount of times. But again, Phipps turning really nothing into something. So second and short, second and 1, 8:32 to go here in the second quarter. Blair leading by 8. Wishbone formation again. Phipps, Dorber, and Singletary. It's Singletary, who's got first down yardage to the 39. Blair Academy this year defeating Wyoming Seminary in their first game of the season, 35-7, then 49-7 over Kiski School, 41-19 over Trinity Pauling. Their only loss came to the Hun School, which we saw here on the Strive Network, but the Hun School very, very strong this year and has not lost to anyone. Coming off 2 visiting games against Mercersburg and Hill, as this is Alfred Dorber shaking and baking and being wrapped up at the 44. Second and 6 coming up. So the Blair offense has, quite frankly, rolled in every single game that they played this year, with the exception of the game that we saw them against Hun. And in their own right, they played strong in that game. You're going up against the buzzsaw in the Hun School. Speaking of which, the Hun School playing Petty here this afternoon in the Maple League. And the other Maple League game is Hill against Mercersburg. So Dorber going right tackle. It's going to be stopped just a bit short of the first down marker, just a yard. So 3rd and 1 coming up with 7 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Dorber a little slow to get up. So we've got to keep an eye on that Petty Hun game because, of course, you've got huge implications in the Maple League standings residing on that game. If the Hun School wins that game against Petty, then they'll all but lock up the Maple League championship. However, if they lose, it's quite possible Blair Academy has a chance as Chase Singletary breaks free for a big run. Singletary taken down by Isaiah Wingfield at the 2. Singletary getting in on the big play action. And again, Blair Academy knocking on the door. A very simple fullback handoff, but Chase Singletary turns it into a huge gain inside the 5, 1st and goal. Same wishbone formation. It's Singletary, who will finish off his own work and go in for another touchdown. Second rushing touchdown for Chase Singletary on the afternoon. And it is 27-13. Here's another look of the run that's set up. Singletary's 1-yard run.
Hell of a hit, though. But I mean, if it bounce.
As on the next play, he gets into the end zone. And this Blair offense is looking good. This kick is up from Wedholm. This kick is good from Wedholm. 4 touchdowns on the board here in the first half by the Blair Academy Buccaneers. Jim Stone's squad clicking on all cylinders offensively as they lead by 15 with 6 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Alfred Dorber on the sideline came up a little bit limp on his most recent run. Just showing the depth of this Blair Buccaneers offense. Dorber comes out, and even Phipps could come out, and Chase Singletary could be the one to make a big play like he did on that last drive. But Dorber looks to be okay as he stretches out his legs. Looks like his right, maybe calf, is what he's stretching. But the Singletary 1-yard touchdown run after the 50-yard run to set him up by Chase Singletary. And Chase Singletary into the end zone for the second time. Blair Academy into the end zone for the 4th time. So 2 touchdowns for Alfred Dorber, 1 a kickoff return for a touchdown, 1 a rushing touchdown, and 2 rushing touchdowns for Chase Singletary. Caught here by Wingfield at the 10. Check that Wamakima across the 40 to the 44. And a nice return by Samuel Wamakima. Blocking set up nicely. And decent field position here for the Lawrenceville Big Red. 1st and 10 from officially the 43-yard line. Koloski fakes the pitch, now rolls left. Wants Wingfield deep, who's wide open, and it went through his arms. That's a catch that we've seen Isaiah Wingfield make this season. Again, he was open deep down the field. We have seen the defensive backs get burned a little bit. But fortunately for Blair, you could see the safety cheating up, and that is what led to the open Wingfield, and lucky for Daniel O'Reilly, the free safety, Wingfield unable to make the catch. So 2nd and 10. Four receivers, 3 on the right side. Koloski again looking to throw. Clean pocket, but it's collapsing on him. He escapes. Ball is loose, and it looks like Blair has got it. Or do they? Somehow Lawrenceville jumped back on top of that football. I thought for sure Blair was going to be able to roll on top of that and force the first turnover of the game. Instead, it'll be 3rd and 9. Third and 9. 28-13 the score. Under 5 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Koloski patiently throwing now across his body, and the flag will come in at the end. I thought that was pretty good coverage by Jake Groves. The linebacker's going to get called for pass interference. It looked like he came in right as the ball did. And it is against Jake Groves. See if we could possibly get a replay potted up here if our director can do so. That's okay. We won't be able to get that replay, but good thing all of our videos archived right to YouTube. You can go and see. But it doesn't matter what the replay says. It only matters what the referee says, and it is a 1st and 10 here for Lawrenceville at the 41-yard line. So they convert on the 3rd down because of the penalty. Wamakima through the middle. And Wamakima wrestled down by Chase Singletary. Nice gain on 1st down here for the Lawrenceville Big Red. 2nd and 1. Wamakima the lone back in the backfield. Koloski to throw. Near side of the field, overshoots his man. So it'll be 3rd and shorts. That time looking for Johnny Lazier, one of the other tight ends for head coach Harry Flaherty. What a tough stretch of games here for the Lawrenceville Big Red, having to play the 3 best teams, as you see Johnny Lazier down, the 3 best teams in the Maple League Conference in consecutive weeks. And they started the season 2-2 and played Loomis Chaffee out of Connecticut, lost 48-28. And they played Choate Rosemary Hall, also in Connecticut, lost 51-0, and came back and played William Penn Charter out of Pennsylvania, won 41-36, and took Mercersburg 45-2 as Johnny Lazier gets back up on his feet. The game we saw Lawrenceville was against Petty. That was back on October 17th. Went down in that game big. 45 points on the board for the Petty school in that one. But then having to play Hun last week and now here against Blair. They'll finish their season with a bit of an easier test against Hill. But still, even the Hill school, as all of the coaches in the Maple League will tell you, very up this year. They've got some big bodies on the line and make it very difficult for even the best teams. Wamakima's got the 1st down and more. Samuel Wamakima. Stacked up at the 15. 1st and 10 from there. And 3:46 to go as they stop the clock for a 1st down. Get another look at Wamakima. Very good-looking running back. 5'11", 185 pounds from Greenbrook, New Jersey. Great combination of power and speed from Samuel Wamakima. And a fun name to say as well. First and 10, Koloski under center, pitches to Wamakima. Singletary diving, couldn't get there, but and 3. Blair Academy Buccaneers could. Kyle Phipps stripped the ball at the end, but the whistle came first. Forward progress was stopped. We take one more look. There was Singletary. Yeah, forward progress stopped. I mean, Kyle Phipps at the end makes a nice play in his own right, but unfortunately for him, the whistle was blown. So, 2nd and 12, it does go down as a loss on the play. Koloski in the gun, looking to throw, buying some time. Moscow takes him out of bounds for no gain. There are a lot of grumblings here on the near side as many of the fans here at Blair Academy feel that Koloski had too much time, and there's no way he legally had that much time, so of course it must be a hold. No flag thrown. 3rd and 11. Ball at the 16. 3 receivers on the far side, 1 on the near. Koloski. cannot complete. Another drop by his receiver in Muhammad Diakite. And that's a big drop as it's 4th and 11. Pretty good throw here. Another clean pocket, and that ball's got to be caught by Diakite. So a decision time here, or maybe even not so much as one for head coach Harry Flaherty. We're on 4th and 11 from the 16. They're going to go for it here. Big play. 2:20 to go in the half as Koloski being chased by Singletary. Singletary persistent, now gets blocked. On the run he throws, and he completes in the end zone for a touchdown. Koloski kept the play alive, and then he found Emil Banfield in the end zone right at the back. And the Lawrenceville Big Red on 4th and 11, able to get on the board. And Chase Singletary almost got to Koloski. Really good pocket presence. And then it just got over the head of the defensive back for Blair Academy. I believe that was Jake Groves back there, but I could be wrong. It's tough to see the number. But anyway, it is a touchdown for the Lawrenceville Big Red. 2-possession game. Now it's a 1-possession game. As they knock in the extra point, it's now 28 to 20. A barn burner here as we take one more look at the last touchdown. Koloski. That was Kyle Phipps in the backfield. So 28 to 20. And with 2:08 to go, Blair Academy will get the ball back with a chance to put some more points on the board. Their offense hasn't been stopped here in this game. They've scored 3 touchdowns offensively, 1 touchdown on special teams, courtesy of Alfred Dorber. That they'll have to work relatively quick here with 2:08 to go. I want to take the time to congratulate the Blair Academy boys soccer team. We saw them yesterday defeat the Pennington boys soccer team in the Prep A semifinals here at Underwood Field at Blair Academy. So Blair Academy will be going for a state championship in boys soccer next Wednesday right here on the Strive Network. That'll be on the air next Wednesday at NJIT. They'll play St. Benedict's for the Prep A crown. Phenomenal performance by Mike Iacono, the goalkeeper for Blair Academy. Sina Nodehu. As Dorber back in there after getting tripped up earlier in the quarter. So 2:01 to go, and we'll see Blair Academy's 2-minute drill as we take one more look. Drive will start at the 24-yard line. Wishbone formation. They'll run it. It's Chase Singletary trying to move that pile. He gets about 5 yards. Now, Blair Academy, they're a running team. We've talked about the three-headed monster attack, and you've seen that three-headed monster attack. We have not seen a throw from Thomas Jenkins. Certainly with some very dangerous defensive backs that Lawrenceville has. A little bit tentative to throw to put out a passing play for Blair Academy as head coach Jim Stone. But if there was a time to do so, it would be here on this drive with 1.5 minutes to go in the half. But they do run. Trying to spring Phipps. There's just nowhere to go, though. The only time we've seen Thomas Jenkins throw the ball here in this game has been on a screen or a short pass. Well, now Lawrenceville will call a timeout as they feel like they have an opportunity to get the ball back and potentially score some points. As you take one more look, just nowhere to go for Kyle Phipps. So, with 1:11 to go, we'll take a step aside. We'll come back in the third down coming up. You see 1:11 to go here at Hampshire Field in the first half. It's a 28-20 lead for Blair Academy. But a big play here, 3rd and 3. Another wishbone formation. Only one receiver out on the near side. They pitch it to Dorber. Dorber looking for somewhere to run, and somehow he creates some space. Alfred Dorber across midfield and to the 44-yard line. I thought there was no way he was getting out of the backfield. Instead, he gets a first down and then some. The Gatorade Player of the Year from Rhode Island makes another big play here. Dead to rights. There's 3 Lawrenceville Big Red. Alfred Dorber has no business staying on his feet during that play. Breaks another tackle here. Does nothing that Lawrenceville can do except try to wrestle them down inside their own territory. So now on 1st and 10, Thomas Jenkins is going to air it out, and it's broken up. There is the cornerback for Lawrenceville in Isaiah Wingfield. That was a pretty good throw by Thomas Jenkins. Wingfield just made a really nice play. It was intended for number 81, Justice Nance. First time we've called Nance's name. That's good to see from Thomas Jenkins, though, showing off his arm. So 28 seconds to go now. Clock certainly a factor. Wishbone formation again. They hand off to Phipps. Going left tackle's got some space. And he's got the first down, so the clock will stop momentarily. The scoreboard claims that Blair has 2 timeouts left. We'll see if Jim Stone wants to use any of these, as they're going to hurry up. And on 1st and 10 with under 15 seconds, Jenkins will clock it. So if the scoreboard is correct, which I'm not entirely sure it is over there at Hampshire Field, it says 2 timeouts left for Blair Academy, and Coach Stone opting not to call any of those timeouts to stop the clock, instead spiking it. So 2nd and 10. "13 seconds to go. Blair trying to add another score on the board before the half. Jenkins gives to Phipps on the end around. Kyle Phipps inside the 10. Kyle Phipps still on his feet to the 6. And the clock stops with 3 seconds to go. Blair might have an opportunity to spike it here and get one more playoff. Now Jim Stone calls his timeout with 3 seconds. So here was Kyle Phipps on the replay. Man, it speaks to the talent of these running backs. When you're Lawrenceville and you know that those kids are getting the ball, and still Phipps and Dorber are able to create space for themselves. Good blocking here, really good play design, a lot of space for Phipps, but so good after contact. As they'll go for a field goal, it's up, and it's good. A field goal by Harley Wedholm. What a performance by Harley Wedholm in the first half. He converts on all 4 of the extra points for Blair Academy, and he kicks a field goal, a 28-yarder, to make it 31-20 at the end of 2 quarters. 31-20, Blair Academy leads here from Hampshire Field. The teams will go to the locker rooms and discuss things for the second half. You're watching high school football here on the Strive Network. We'll leave you with the plays of the week. Pressure and an interception. Chase Singletary's going to take it to the house, and the Blair Academy Buccaneers strike first. Season, they still have not allowed a defensive touchdown, has Hun, until right now.
And there's an early shot, and it goes in for Emily Dehan, her 5th goal of the season. Just like that, Blair leads 1-0. Pass, and it gets through for a goal.
Passes it up. First pass to go in. A diving save. Oh my, Fiona Wong. What a save. Quarterback.
Again. It's Farmer who breaks free. Somehow Keshawn Farmer is loose inside the 25, down to the 19. He takes the pitch. Juwan Dolbris weaving upfield across the 40, still on his feet, coming back the other way. Juwan Dolbris makes the last man miss, and then he's gone. In the gun on 4th down. Rolling right, completing. Keeling Hunter has got the first down, and he's got the touchdown. On 4th and 9, Petty strikes again. And we welcome you back to Blair Academy for the start of the second half. It's actually 31-20. Blair Academy leads. They'll have the ball to start the second frame as Lawrenceville kicks away. Taking it on a hop is Kyle Phipps. Kyle Phipps with a burst of steam across the 40-yard line, out of bounds at the 45. Another good return for Blair Academy. Remember, their first return went for a touchdown. And we welcome you back to Blair Academy for the start of the second. The first kick return for Blair Academy went 95 yards for a touchdown, courtesy of Alfred Dorber. Pretty evenly played first half between Lawrenceville and Blair Academy. 207 yards on the ground for Blair as opposed to only 13 yards passing. Here's Kyle Phipps running left side. Another burst of steam for Kyle Phipps, and he breaks free across the 40. Phipps working to the far side of the field. He runs into his own man in Justice Nance. A flag comes in at the end. I think this is going to be a horse collar to add to the run by Phipps. Again, a huge run by Blair Academy. 30 yards plus for Phipps, and they are in business once again on the ground, and indeed is a horse collar against Lawrenceville. So now 23 rushes on the game for Blair Academy, and they've got 242 yards. Phipps with the strength to break that tackle, and they are in business. First and goal from the 5. There was the horse collar penalty against the Big Red. Again, our score clock and our down markers not working on our scoreboard, so you'll have to listen to me. First and 10, just 30 seconds gone by as it is Phipps falling forward. He is just short of the end zone. They mark him at the 1/2-yard line. Kyle Phipps, the only back of the three-headed monsters to not get into the end zone. Chase Singletary struck Pater twice in the first half. And Alfred Dorber got into the end zone twice in the first half. Once running, once on that 95 kickoff return for a touchdown. Hobbling off to the sideline is the left tackle, Phil Hedinger. He'll get checked out by the training staff. So it'll be second and goal from the 1. 3 backs. They hand it off to the first man through. It's Chase Singletary, who is in for the easy touchdown. Third of the game for Chase Singletary, and Blair Academy just 1 minute and 19 seconds into the third quarter scores again. It is 37-20. Easy enough here for Chase Singletary. When you've got that wishbone formation, you never know which of the 3 backs is going to get the ball. Very difficult to stop the big man in Chase Singletary from scoring. Here's Harvey Wedholm on for the extra point. It's up, and it is good. What an afternoon that Harley Wedholm has had here for the Blair Academy Buccaneers. He has converted on all 5 of his extra points, and he also kicked a 28-yard field goal right before the end of the half to give Blair another 3 points. But now they have an 18-point lead with 10:41 to go in the third quarter. You're watching Maple League football right here on the Strive Network. Blair Academy continues their hot offensive play. They've scored 38 points. There's still 10:41 to go in the third quarter. They'll kick away from left to right. Wingfield is back for Lawrenceville. Short kick, Hops at the 25. Taken by number 88 in Kwesi Adu-Diawu for the Lawrenceville Big Red. And that's where Lawrenceville's drive will start. Their offense didn't have a bad first half by any stretch of the imagination. They moved the football. 2 touchdown passes by Joseph Koloski. 1 to Isaiah Wingfield on the 3rd play from scrimmage for Lawrenceville, 78 yards. And they also connected with Dylan DeMarco, scoring the 2nd touchdown for the Lawrenceville Big Red. As this is Jared Nelson, the small 140-pound back for a first down. Nelson, 5'8", 140 from Fairless Hills, PA, has played for the Lawrenceville Big Red since very early on in his high school career. His best performance of the year came against Mercersburg Academy, where he rushed for 190 yards. And then on the very next game, we saw him against Petty. He fumbled a few times, and that's why he wasn't in play that much. But he's here in the second half on the field. Koloski buying time, throwing across his body, another drop by his receiving core. Koloski's played well. There have been a number of drops by the Lawrenceville Big Red that have not helped him out. Dylan DeMarco was open on the play and could not reel it in. It's second down. There was a flag laid on the play against the Lawrenceville Big Red, and they're going to mark off 10 yards. So a holding penalty against Lawrenceville. No, they're going to mark off 15 yards. So this was a personal foul against the Big Red. It'll make it first and a long, long way. Koloski to throw on first and 25. Still has got a lot of time. Now we'll tuck it and run. At a bounce at the 42-yard line. He gets some of those penalty yards back. It'll be second and about 12 coming up here for Lawrenceville. Still, it is Jared Nelson on the field for Lawrenceville and no Samuel Wamakima. We'll keep an eye on that. Nelson is the lone back. In motion is Dylan DeMarco. They hand off right up the gut to Nelson, who's got space. To the 48-yard line. Nelson's a guy that you can easily forget about if you're an opposing team, because you've got Samuel Wamakima, the bruising first and second down back. And then all of a sudden you've got this 140-pound player who just pops up out of nowhere and starts carrying the ball with some efficiency. And Nelson, we didn't even mention his name at all in that first half. He wasn't on the field, and now he's on the field for the first 4 downs here for Lawrenceville, 3rd and 3. They fake to Nelson. Set up a wide-open screen to Dylan DeMarco. Wingfield blocked the man, and DeMarco is inside the 20. So Lawrenceville's offense is moving here on their first possession. We thought that it might be a shootout here in this game, and it looks like we might be correct in that regard, as both offenses have really moved the football well. Lawrenceville mostly through the air, Blair mostly on the ground, but whatever gets it done. Blair's had a few more possessions, though, and they had that kick return for a touchdown that helped as well. Koloski gets it off in time and completes to Wingfield, who's in for the touchdown. Man, they made it look easy on that drive to the Lawrenceville Big Red, and they get a touchdown right back to make it 38-26. Wingfield's second touchdown receiving of the game. His first one was just was 78 yards. This one from just, about 19 yards for Isaiah Wingfield to the end zone. Extra point, up and good. Both teams have had a possession here in the second half. Both teams have scored a touchdown here in the second half. 8:16 to go here in quarter number 3. It's Blair 38, Lawrenceville 27. You're watching Maple League football here on the Strive Network. $20 yards from Kolaski to Wingfield, and Lawrenceville Big Red on the board here in the second half, 38-27. Man, have there been a lot of points scored in this game. 65 between the two teams, and still over 20 minutes of gameplay to go, and we're likely not done. Christian Shade will do the kicking here for Lawrenceville. 3 men back for Blair. High, short kick. Dorber comes up to field it at the 21 and had a lot of momentum when he caught that football. Brings it to the 40. So good field position here for Blair, who scored a touchdown on their last drive. It was Chase Singletary who punched it in. Kyle Phipps the big play to get them into the red zone. 1st and 10 here from the 40. Phipps, Dorber, Singletary in the wishbone. It's Dorber wrestled down by Christian Shade. One of the big-time players defensively for the Lawrenceville Big Red is Christian Shade. He plays offensive line, the center position. He's 6'2", 240 pounds from Hopewell, New Jersey, a post-grad. Blair has 2nd and 10. Under 7.5 to go. Phipps shakes off a man in the backfield. Christian Shade in there among 4 Lawrenceville Big Red players to make the stop. It'll make it 3rd and manageable. 3rd and 4 here upcoming for Blair Academy as we approach 7 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. The winner will feel a little bit better about their positioning in the Maple League standings. Blair needing this game before they go on the road to play the Petty School in Heightstown next Saturday, November 7th. We'll have that game for you right here on the Strive Network. This pitch to Dorber. Hits the hole across midfield. Dorber out of bounds at the 35. And a first down here for Blair Academy. They convert on 3rd. Justice Nance subbing back into the game. He's a big wide receiver target for Blair Academy, but with this running attack, he has not been needed, quite frankly. But the look for him here, Nance has a step on his man, and he's got it for the touchdown. Thomas Jenkins to Justice Nance. He put it right into the basket for the score. What a great throw here by Thomas Jenkins. And Nance beat two men. Neither of them was Wingfield. One of them was Samuel Wamakima. So any injury speculation for Wamakima not being on the field in the offensive series for Lawrenceville can be put to rest. But he gets burned in the defensive secondary along with Emil Banfield, and Justice Nance catches the touchdown to make it 44-27. Another easy-looking drive and another extra point for Harley Wedholm, who continues his impressive play from the kicker spot. We take one more look at the hookup between Thomas Jenkins and Justice Nance, just the second completed pass of the game by Jenkins and the third attempt. And he converts it for a touchdown. So we take a step aside. Blair scores again. You're watching Maple League Football on the Strive Network. I hope you bet the over with Vegas. 45-27, 6:16 to go. Points galore. Not a lot of defensive stops, but that's not their fault. There's just so many offensive weapons on each of these teams, and those playmakers are making plays. Blair has not taken their foot off the gas pedal as they maintain an 18-point lead. 2 touchdowns already in the third quarter. Lawrenceville has one. They're looking for another as they begin their drive with a kick return here. Mohamed Diakite taken down at the 44. And Lawrenceville has really no margin for error offensively. They just have to keep pace at this point. Need points every offensive possession. And this Lawrenceville team, the way Blair is moving the football, might need a few balls to bounce their way in the turnover department. Late substitution here for Lawrenceville as they have 4 receivers, 1 running back. And it's Jared Nelson making a nice cut, and Jared Nelson finds the edge. Nelson has come in and given a boost to the running game of Lawrenceville. They didn't rush the ball with too much efficiency in the first half with Wamakima, and a new look with Jared Nelson, the 140-pound back, finding holes here as they hurry up. And Nelson's got it again. A flag comes in as he takes it through the middle. About a gain of 6 on the play pending the flag, and it's coming back because it's a hold against the Big Red. So this is going to mark Lawrenceville all the way back at the 40-yard line. It's a spot of the foul penalty. It's going to be first and about 19. Koloski wants to throw deep down the field. It's Wingfield who had it go through his arms. Isaiah Wingfield was open again. He had a step on Mekhi Holly, the safety. They could not bring it in. A few weeks ago when we saw Koloski and Wingfield put on a show for Lawrenceville, Wingfield made a few catches that he shouldn't have made, and that was a play that looked similar to that. That most recent play was a play that we've seen Wingfield make in the past. Oh, what a huge hit! Nick Moscow in the backfield on Nelson. 220 pounds, taking down 140 pounds, and Nick Moscow is going to win that battle more times than not. And more importantly for Blair, it's third and very long, over 20 yards to go here for Lawrenceville. Koloski in the gun. Moscow will get the sack. This kid is a stud.
That looked like a good takedown.
Impressive stuff from Nick Moscow, and Lawrenceville will be forced to punt as they have a 4th and, wow, it's too long to count. The line of scrimmage is at the 44. They would technically have to get to the 22-yard line. But they'll just punt it away as Christian Shade punts to Kyle Phipps. Phipps falls forward at the 35, and the Blair Academy offense back on the field. And it was their defense who came up with a huge series there. Jared Nelson broke it for a few big plays, but then Nick Moscow immediately brought that drive to an end with the big hit on Nelson in the backfield, and then the big hit on the quarterback, Koloski. So 1st and 10 here for Blair. 4:19 to go in the third quarter. Ball spotted at the 37-yard line. Wishbone formation. Hand off to the first man through, and it's Chase Singletary falling forward. Minimal gain, but he did get about 3 yards. Clock will stop here as a Lawrenceville Big Red player is down, and the training staff will come out. It looks like one of the offensive linemen trying to get a look at the defensive lineman, trying to get a look at the number here. Tough to tell. All right, let's take an injury timeout as they deal with that on the field. Back up on his feet is the Lawrenceville Big Red player in number 65, Henry Flannery. One of their big players. That is the captain of the Lawrenceville Big Red team. He's committed to play football at Brown. 6'4", 280-pound senior hobbles over to the sideline. And 2nd and 8 here for Blair. Justice Nance and Isaiah Wingfield kind of battling at midfield away from the play as those two jockeying for position. Obviously, two very physical players. No flag thrown. That's a battle to watch in Nance and Wingfield. But it's 3rd and 6 coming up here for Blair. Under 4 minutes to go. 3 minutes and 25 seconds. And counting here to be precise. Jenkins trying to get Lawrenceville to bite on the hard count. The pitch to Dorber. Dorber picking up a block from Phipps, and a tackle made by number 10 for Lawrenceville. That is Dylan DeMarco who comes in. It's 4th down, and I believe this is the first punt upcoming of the afternoon for the Blair Academy Buccaneers. So both offenses rolling here at the beginning of the second half, and since 2 punts by each team. Isaiah Wingfield is listed out to return at the, 22-yard line for Lawrenceville, and back to punt is Daniel O'Reilly. He's standing at his own 30. It's a fake. Phipps has got room. Phipps has one man to beat. It's Wingfield. Kyle Phipps turns on the Jets, and he is in for the score. Jim Stone rolls the dice, and it pays off. Another touchdown for the Blair Academy Buccaneers. We take one more look. Lawrenceville had no idea this was coming. Once he got past that first line of defense, there was no one to stop him except for Wingfield. And one-on-one with Kyle Phipps, you're going to lose that battle every time as he gets into the end zone. And it is a 50 spot on the scoreboard for the Blair Academy Buccaneers. This kick is up. And Wedholm converts another 52-27. Blair Academy leads Lawrenceville with 2:07 to go. We take one more look at this fake punt, and what an execution there by the special teams unit of Blair Academy. Kyle Phipps into the end zone for his first touchdown of the afternoon, and now all three of the heads of the three-headed monster have scored for Blair Academy. 52-27, 2:07 to go. Let's take one step aside. No, we're going to keep it right here since they're coming out onto the field to kick this one away. Man, Kyle Phipps with a 60-yard run. Blair continues its dominance on the ground. They are closing in on over 300 yards rushing on the afternoon. Harley Wedholm to boot it away. Wingfield is back, but it's a short kick. And Lawrenceville will receive with Sam Smith at the 36-yard line. So Lawrenceville's last possession stalled after Nick Moscow made two big plays, and the Big Red were forced to punt it away on 4th and long. And Lawrenceville felt like they had Blair dead to rights, and they had a 4th down and 5, and Jim Stone throws out his fake punt. They score a touchdown, and it's a long hill to climb here for the Lawrenceville Big Red with 2:06 to go in the third quarter. Wamakima back in there as the running back. That's the first time we've seen him in that position here in the third. Check that. It's not Wamakima. And it's Koloski to throw for Wingfield, who made the catch. At the 15-yard line, he's out of bounds, and that was a professional-looking pass and catch between Koloski and Wingfield. Perfectly thrown ball by Koloski. As we take one more look and right into the right area for Isaiah Wingfield to make that catch. By the way, the running back is Kwesi Adu-Diawu, freshman from Orange, New Jersey. Not their starting back or their backup back. As a flag comes in, he takes the carry. And going left side was tackled by the Blair Academy Buccaneer. It was Mekhi Holly who brought him down. But it was holding regardless against Lawrenceville, so they'll back him up to the 20 and replay first down. 52-27. 1:45 and counting to go here in the third quarter. Fake the handoff to Nelson. Koloski escaping Putnam. Will tuck it. And forcing him out of bounds was Mekhi Holly. A flag comes in at the very end of the play. And it looked like to be in the vicinity of Christian Shade for Lawrenceville. And it is against the Big Red. I'm going to spot this one all the way back at the 34. Boy, Lawrenceville shooting themselves in the foot as they have a 1st and a mile. They need to get to the 6-yard line. 28 yards to gain on first down. Nelson is the back now. 4 receivers for Koloski, Wingfield in motion. He's looking for Wingfield, but he's covered. Koloski fires and completes. Dylan DeMarco breaks the tackle, and wow, they get 25 of the 28 yards back on first down, and it is 2nd and 3 from inside the 10. We take another look. Koloski has really been impressive in buying time for himself, as you see on this replay, and the first option wasn't there in Isaiah Wingfield. He was covered by Mekhi Holly. But Dylan DeMarco slips in and turns a broken play into a big play. Under a minute to go. Handoff to Nelson. Moscow again in the backfield. Makes the tackle. It's almost as if he's cheating, and he's in the backfield before the running back is even getting the ball, but he's definitely not. He's just that good. Under 20 seconds to go. Lawrenceville maybe will get one more play off before the end of the third quarter. Koloski snaps with 2 seconds on the clock. Keeps and is brought down. After a minimal gain, it'll be a 4th and 2 upcoming when the fourth quarter begins right after this on the Strive Network. After 3 quarters of play, it's Blair 52, Lawrenceville 27. You're watching Maple League football. What's up? How's this doing? Do you have that fake punt? Nice. Yeah, let's do that. We bring you back here to Blair Academy. Let's take a look at the biggest play of that third quarter. It was the fake punt. The 41-yard line. It was a 4th and 5 for Blair. They direct snap to Kyle Phipps, and he takes it 55 yards to the house. Isaiah Wingfield, he's a fast man, and even he could not keep up and catch up with Kyle Phipps. That was probably the turning point in the third quarter, as for once Blair looked like they were stopped offensively. And on 4th down, Jim Stone calls the fake punt. But here on 4th down for Lawrenceville, Kolaski got it away to Wingfield, in for the touchdown. He was hit immediately by Moscow, still got the throw away, and scored to Wingfield. Another impressive play by the Lawrenceville Big Red, and a huge play on 4th down. He took a huge hit from Moscow, and Wingfield corrals for the score at the start of the fourth quarter. Just 9 seconds in, Lawrenceville on the board. And looking for one more here. Kick is up. Kick is good. Score is 52-34 with 11:51 to go in the fourth quarter. 18-point lead for Blair. One more look at that last touchdown by Lawrenceville. You see Nick Moscow breaking through the line and getting to Kolaski, but he was just a millisecond too late as Joseph Kolaski got it off in time, and Isaiah Wingfield catches his third score of the game. And Lawrenceville has moved the ball effectively. We have a shootout here at Blair Academy. It's 52-34. 86 points on the board. Blair holding 18 as this is a high kick, and it is caught. Fair caught by Chase Singletary. That had so much hang time that I'm shocked that Lawrenceville wasn't in there to at least disrupt. Chase Singletary catching that ball. But 11:32 to go and an 18-point lead in the fourth quarter. This is a nice situation for a running team in the Blair Academy Buccaneers. You know, they're going to try to keep this clock moving, get it closer to zeros, and milk this 18-point lead. As Chase Singletary will go through the middle for a minimal gain. 3 yards on first down, 2nd and 7 upcoming. Justice Nance is listed out as a receiver on the far side. They likely won't throw the ball, though, with a 18-point lead. They will pitch it to Dorber. Singletary and Phipps the lead blockers. Dorber is loose. Justice Nance comes in at the end and provides a block. The flag is down. Dorber in the end zone, but this one likely coming back. It will be a first down from the naked eye because that flag is at the 25-yard line, and that's where the hold occurred as the referee does make the call. So no touchdown. Still an impressive run by Dorber. But it looked like Justice Nance may have held his defender at the very end of that play. We take one more look. Set up very well. Look at the lead blocker in Chase Singletary, and Kyle Phipps able to get Sean Smith off of him. And you saw just for a glimpse the hands of Justice Nance holding on to, I believe it was Wingfield over there. They'll pitch again on 1st and 10. It's Phipps who hits the hole on the left side. Kyle Phipps stays on his feet. Now he's down at the 16. Another first down for Kyle Phipps. Averaging 13 yards per carry coming in, and he may have increased that total here on this game. Another huge run. This was the previous run by Alfred Dorber. But 1st and 10 at the 16-yard line here for Blair Academy, already leading by 18 points, looking for more. Jenkins barking out the commands, and Chase Singletary wrapped up after a minimal gain on 1st down. Thomas Jenkins hasn't had to do too much in this game. He did throw a beautiful touchdown pass to Justice Nance, but a lot's got to be said for what Jenkins has done just managing the offense. Not easy to do as a sophomore, which he is. No turnovers by the Blair Academy Buccaneers on this game. Offensively, they've played near perfect football. This is Dorber following Moscow, and Phipps, and stretches forward to the 5-yard line. Man down on the play for Lawrenceville. That's struggling to get down as Phil Arnett is struggling to get off of the field for the Big Red. The training staff going to come on, but we look at the replay here. The hole's just set up very, very nicely. It's not just the offensive line, but the tight ends and the running backs are all in on the action. So you've got 3 running backs who are able to make big plays in the open field and are able to move the football with extreme efficiency, but very selfless are these Blair Academy Buccaneers players, in that even though they're not getting the football and padding their stats, they will sacrifice their bodies and make the blocks and spring their teammates. This give is to Dorber. May have gotten the first down. It looks like he will have gotten the first down. No touchdown, though. They're inside the 5, 1st and goal. With under 9 minutes to go. Get another look at Jim Stone. Thomas Jenkins has listened to the words of his head coach all throughout this afternoon, and they've certainly called a very good game, as Jenkins will relay the message back to the huddle. Blair looking to improve to 6-1 on the season. Lawrenceville looking to avoid dropping to 2-5. Now Blair lets all the time run off the clock, and then they call a timeout. 8 minutes and 10 seconds to go in the game. It's a 52-34 lead for the home team. We come back out of the timeout as Blair Academy has a 1st and goal from about the 5-yard line. Jim Stone calling his first timeout here of the second half. Wishbone formation. They give it to Singletary. Gets closer to the goal line. Singletary's already scored 3 touchdowns in this game. The three guys who have gotten in the end zone for Blair on the ground have been Phipps, Singletary, and Dorber. Did get a passing touchdown in there as Thomas Jenkins connected with Justin Nance for a deep touchdown score. You're going to let this clock wind all the way down. You can see that they're in the mode of just trying to get to zeros on the clock as they give the Singletary. Only had to get a few inches, and he's in for his fourth. Number 3 has 4 touchdowns on the game for Blair Academy, and the team has 58 points with a chance for another as Harley Wedholm will come on for the extra point. Big body and Chase Singletary. You can almost put it in the books already for him before the play, knowing that he only had to get a few inches for the score. Wedholm has converted every single one of his PATs on this game, and I may have jinxed him. Bad snap, and it leads to the off to the right kick and short. So the first PAT missed there, but it's still 58-34 and a 24-point lead for Blair Academy. Back to Hampshire Field, the home of the Buccaneers, where they are certainly protecting their home turf. They've got a 58-34 lead with 7:21 to go. More good special teams coverage by the Buccaneers as they will halt the progress of the return man for Lawrenceville in Kwesi Adu-Diawu. 29-yard line is where their drive will start, down by 24. They'll need some quick strikes, so I think we can expect to see the arm of Joseph Koloski continue to be a factor. And Lawrenceville has had a nice offensive performance in this game. They're going to hand it off to Wingfield, looking for space on the far side. Flag comes in, so this might be coming back. And a nice run by Isaiah Wingfield across midfield. 2 flags on the field all the way back at the 25-yard line, and it's against Lawrenceville. So wipe away the play. See if we can find out where that hold occurred. And see Wingfield coming before the play in motion. And, yeah, it was number 77 who held up the progress of Nick Moscow. Noah Harrington, I believe, got called for the hold. And it was deep in the pocket since it was a draw play. So it's going to be first in a long time. It's the spot foul, 10 yards from the spot of the foul. So it's more than first and 20. It's first and 25 here for the Big Red, and they run it on first and 25 to Jared Nelson. Nelson doesn't get much. Taken down by Chase Singletary. Clock rolls under 7 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Second and long coming. And Lawrenceville, man, they're taking their jolly old time here. They don't have this much time to waste. Down by 24 points in the fourth quarter. They need to score quickly if they want to get back in this game. Koloski to throw on second down. Fires across the middle, and it's just out of the reach of his man. Looking for Muhammad Diakite. Just missed him. So 3rd and 23 for Lawrenceville. Six minutes to go on the dot here in the fourth quarter. Flag comes in before the snap. It's going to be a neutral zone infraction against Blair Academy. It'll make it 3rd and 18 after they walk off the yardage. Remember, upcoming broadcast for the Strive Network. We've got the Prep B Boys Soccer Championship tomorrow afternoon at 1 o'clock. From Gill St. Bernard's. Gill St. Bernard's against Princeton Day School in boys soccer. As Koloski looks to throw. And he lofts it high in the air. Tipped up and it hit the ground. DeMarco nearly came up with that after the deflection. But it is incomplete. It'll bring up 4th and long. Neil Putnam in on the pressure. Koloski had to get rid of it. And he took a huge hit as well. And even though you're down by 24 points in the fourth quarter, they're going to punt the ball on their own 21-yard line. Really not much choice. Christian Shade back to punt. Phipps and Dorber back to return. As it goes over Shade's head, and he still got the punt away, but it's very, very short. In fact, it bounces at the line of scrimmage. So in any event, the way that play went out, Lawrenceville would have been better off just going for it because an incomplete pass would have put Blair in the same situation here. 1st and 10 at the 21 is where they start their drive. The special teams battle continues to be won by Blair. They've scored 2 special teams touchdowns, have the Buccaneers, and Lawrenceville making mistakes like that one. Not going to win football games. So Blair Academy, 1st and 10 from the 21-yard line. They give the Singletary. Hit at the line. He's moving the pile. Not very far, though. About a gain of 2 for Chase Singletary. 4 touchdowns on the game for Singletary. He's been the red zone hawk for the Buccaneers. And Blair will continue to be patient here and allow all of the time off the play clock to come off before they snap the ball. By the way, Phil Hedinger, who came off the field earlier in the game, is on crutches on the sideline as they snap the ball on 2nd down. It's Nick Moscow, who doesn't go very far either, but it'll be 3rd and fairly manageable, about 6 yards here coming for Blair Academy. There is Phil Hedinger, starting left tackle, a senior at 6'1", 200 pounds, has his left foot taped up and is on crutches there on the sideline. So they are without the services of their starting left tackle. Coach Stone called Mr. Hedinger a journeyman. He said he's tough as nails. And you got to be tough to play this game of football, and he's got his left foot in a bag of ice as well. That can't feel very comfortable for Hedinger. But anyway, back to the action. Alfred Dorber trying to turn the corner. It's going to be 4th down upcoming. Only a gain of 2 on the play for Dorber. So 4th and 4. And we've seen Harley Wedholm convert on a field goal right at the end of the first half. But this might be a little bit out of his range, so they're going to go for it here on 4th down at the 15-yard line. 3:20 to go. Blair Academy looking to eclipse 60 points. They pitch to Phipps. And a flag will come in. Phipps isn't going to get there anyway. Unless this is a defensive penalty, Blair Academy will be stopped on 4th down, and indeed it is holding against the Buccaneers, which will be declined by Lawrenceville. They'll take over on downs with 3:05 to go. One of the few times that Blair's offense has been stopped, but it is likely a result of the entire world knowing they're going to run the ball here and try to churn off some of this clock. And nowhere to go, even for the most talented Phipps to make a play. Nelson the back. Wamakima has been out at running back in the second half, so they give to Jared Nelson. Head of steam, up the gut, and he's taken down at the 38-yard line. Nelson has run hard. 140-pound running back with another good-looking run through the gut. Under 3 minutes to go. Quick throw to the far side. Emil Banfield has a first down to midfield. So that'll stop the clock momentarily as they come to spot the ball. Shotgun formation. Koloski, another quick throw. Same exact play. The screen to Banfield on the far side. And the same result, about a gain of 11. Or maybe just short of the first down. So a gain of 9 for Banfield. It'll bring up second and very short as Banfield is run out of bounds at the 41. 2:23 to go. Koloski stepping up in the pocket, firing deep down the middle, and that is incomplete. The crowd and the Blair sideline feeling as if it was pass interference against Isaiah Wingfield. No flag thrown at this point in the game. Good coverage on the play by the safety, Daniel O'Reilly. We take one more look. I don't think there's any doubt there was some contact here in the end zone. As you could see, Wingfield was certainly behind the ball on the play and behind the man, and Daniel O'Reilly was held up, but no flag thrown, third and short. DeMarco in motion. They hand off to Nelson. Nelson wrestled back by number 9, Willie Kaiser. You hear so much about Nick Moscow, but Willie Kaiser has a bright future ahead of him, the sophomore outside linebacker. First and 10, though, as Nelson did pick up the first down. Under 2 minutes to go, 150. As this is Kwesi Adu-Diawu on first and 10. He makes it second and 1 as there's 1:30 to go. Remember, Blair Academy will go on to take on the Petty School next week in Hightstown. Lot on the line there. Petty taking on Hun today. Have not received word as to what happened in that game as they complete to Wingfield inside the 20. we'll have that Petty Blair game, which even if the two teams weren't in competition for the Maple League Championship, would be an entertaining one. A huge rivalry between Petty and Blair, as everyone involved with both programs knows. And we'll have that football game for you right here on the Strive Network. That will wrap up our fall broadcast season. What a season it was, as Moscow continues to have a good season for the Blair Buccaneers, and a good game here as he gets another sack, his second of the ball game. Timeout called by the Lawrenceville Big Red. You get another look at Nick Moscow making the play. So since the timeout is called, why don't we go through the rest of the schedule for you of the Strive Network, what we've got coming up. On Sunday tomorrow, as I mentioned, Gill St. Bernard's will be playing against Princeton Day School in the Prep B Championship from Gill St. Bernard's. That game getting underway at 1 o'clock. Then on Tuesday, we'll have the Prep B Girls Championship from Princeton Day School, their opponent to be determined. Then on Wednesday, 2 more broadcasts, as we have 4 possibilities for games to call. We've got the 2 Prep A Championship field hockey games, as well as Prep A soccer. Now, we will likely be covering Blair Academy against St. Benedict's in boys soccer next Wednesday, but stay tuned to the Strive Network for confirmation on that. Abu Douasi can't get out of the backfield. And the clock will roll under 50 seconds to go here on the game. Now Lawrenceville hurrying up. Four receivers as Koloski trying to escape the pressure from Moscow, and he throws it out of bounds. The defensive pressure continues to be all up in the face of Joseph Koloski. In his own right, he's done a pretty nice job of buying time, but Blair Academy has played well in all 3 phases of the game. They've made the big plays defensively when they've needed to, but their offense has certainly provided them with a lot of breathing room. 4 receivers here for Koloski on 4th down. This could be the ball game. Through the middle, incomplete. Blair will take over, a few kneel downs away from improving to 6-1 on the season. Heck of a performance by Jim Stone and the Blair Buccaneers here on their home Hampshire field. The last home game of the season for Blair Academy. And they'll go into Hightstown next week with a nice bit of momentum. Great performance by the team in blue. Jim Stone has got to be so happy with the way that his team competed today, as this offense was unstoppable. 58-34 is your final score here from Blairstown, New Jersey. The Blair Academy Buccaneers improve to 6-1 on the season. The Lawrenceville School Big Red dropped to 2-5. This has been a presentation of the Strive Network. For my director, Chris Mendez, my name's Simon Rose. We'll see you tomorrow for that Prep A boys soccer, or Prep B boys soccer championship between Gill St. Bernard's and the Princeton Day School. So long, everyone.